Hello and welcome to our premiere episode of Band of Four. I was going to say New to Mythics. Sorry. Band of Four. Band of Four over there. That's our new show. I just wanted to take a minute and say thank you to these guys, my Band of Four bros.
Of course. Thanks for having us. Great.
For making this happen.
Absolutely.
Without you guys, it would be nothing already. It'd be Band of One. And that's not much to watch, but thank you guys for taking the time out of your evenings. I appreciate it. Band of Four was kind of an idea that, like, me and Matt had been talking about doing a show and having a show and wanting to talk toys. It's not that need to be seen or to be in front of the screen or whatever. Like, even though I've got, like Curtis says, I have a bunch of shows, I it's just that I love to talk with my friends. And this is another opportunity for me to talk with these guys, these great people that I surround myself with. So that's basically it. Like I try to think of, I thought of like a round table where people kind of talk about things that they're passionate about, things that they love, and they bring it to each other. Like, hey man, I just saw this movie and I thought it was a great movie, and and then they tell you about the movie or whatever, and I'm gonna go see that, and it's not really, it might be changing someone's mind or swaying somebody, but it's also just sharing something that you're passionate about. So that was kind of my thought about 85 shows. Yeah, Curtis does have 85 shows. Yep. I'm halfway there, Jesse. But that was just my thought, just like us kind of having segments and sharing things that we are passionate about. And hopefully you guys will, that are watching, will, find something that's interesting or share in the things that you guys think are interesting, and that's about it. That's my thoughts. So yeah.
Oh yeah, man. And it's just fun to hang out.
It's fun to hang out.
That's it.
It's
That's the best part about all these shows, is like I'm over in Nevada. It's not like I'm going to bounce over to your guys' house and watch a movie.
That would be awesome.
Have a few drinks. It would be super cool, but it ain't going to happen. So
once a year.
This gives us a great format for that, that we can get together and hang out and then be joined by all these wonderful people in the chat,
absolutely,
that are also all our friends, and we're thrilled.
And that's what I love. It's like we're all in the same area and the same, we're talking and communicating and joking with each other, or Curtis would be trolling.
Yep. The future is now.
He didn't get invited, so he's gonna pout for a little while, I'm sure.
Boycott, yeah.
We got J-Mac. He mentioned, he commented earlier, so I don't know if he's still here. We got some flake named New to Mythics. I don't know who that guy is. Some goon. We got Rob Zamora on the West Coast. Rob. We got Brian Carr. How you doing, Brian? I know it's late. Brian. It's your bedtime. It's my bedtime too, man. We got Edgardo. How you doing, my man? What is happening, my people? Brother Schmerber. We got Anthony Royalty in the house. How you doing, Anthony? Good to see you, buddy. We got Michael Casper. Man, my man. Big fan of yours, Mike. Freaks Figures. We are live, freaks. We are live.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic Four. Fantastic Three. I'm, mediocre on my best day.
The acceptable four.
Yes.
Yeah. Passable.
Tolerable. Passable four. That's the
passable four.
Mediocre. Can anyone say this with some conviction and some gusto?
Eso pasando, mi gente. Hello, everyone. I messed it up, but
that's all right.
Cool.
Better than me. Mike, I love scapular and titty pauldrons.
Doesn't everyone?
Nothing wrong with either one. I'm a fan of both myself. Michael, titty talk.
Yeah,
it's starting early.
That's the other show.
5 minutes in, right? That's the other show.
Can we add that segment?
I'm passionate about all
It's like
kinds
a TED Talk, but with titties.
Yeah, that could end up in the film segment. So
of
Yeah.
That's right.
It's a square table.
It's a square table. And Jesse, hey Jesse, thank you very much. Cutie, he calls Curtis cutie. That is
Cutie.
adorable.
No, he called himself out on that after, but I think he meant it.
Yeah, but it's
Ignore
funnier.
I
Yeah,
think he
Assume
meant
that
it.
wasn't a mistake.
Yeah, I didn't see the typo. I think he called him cutie.
His hand said what his heart wants.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. There's truth in that in the fingers. They told the truth. Not pre-recorded. We are live.
Yep.
Jesse, you didn't mean that Curtis is a cutie. He's got great hair for sure. He does have great hair. He's got the best eyeliner that I've
That's
ever.
what we call a.
It's legendary.
Sharpie.
Legendary. It's just not a word I use. Poor Jesse. He's like rethinking. He's like, man, I wish I hadn't made that typo.
Right.
Damn it. That's all right. We will strike it from the records. We all will remember it, but you didn't say it. Somebody else said it. All you people had too many shows. I need an old school TV guide to keep track. I do have a guide. Cincy John, I do have a guide by Kirby. He made a guide here. Let me see if I can get to it. Adding it to stage. There we go. Here, Cincy John, is your guide. Oh, let me get rid of your comments so we can read here. Legion's Lair some of the shows got cut off on the bottom, and I think they ran out of room for Curtis. Like they had a whole nother page, I think. So this is the gist. Every day of the week, there's some kind of good content, and it's all good. Like, people say there's too many shows. I disagree. You don't have to watch everyone. It's nice to have choices, and people have different work schedules and stuff. So,
Hey man, I in my old man voice, I remember a time when there was no about Mythic
right?
back in my day.
It's a
You
sign.
don't know how lucky you are. Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn, you dirty. J-Max says, I'm still here. Thank you, man.
Oh,
Jesse says, Jeremy's show just ended. We kind of timed that. We were kind of waiting for him to end the show. We are thinking about changing the time and day of this show, but we'll talk about that later. We're trying to reel you guys in first. And then, once you like the show, then we will change the time on you.
We have to try every day of the week to see which gets the
Yes,
biggest pop.
it's a shoe. We're trying to fit our toes, our beautiful
Multiple
toes.
times.
Yeah.
Yes. You're gonna be sick of us. Jen says, "Congrats on the new show." Thank you, Jen. I
Thank
appreciate you. A streaming guide should definitely be a thing. No, I agree. I did just show that Kirby Smith posted a schedule in the Cabal. So look up that or hit up Kirby. That dude is he's on it. That guy
Hell
he's like the next dimension. Like he's thinking of things like the Armory. Dude. In fact, didn't he get some Armory figures because he couldn't make it? Didn't they send him some?
Yeah.
Like, dude,
Yes.
you
I
were
think
so
we sent
awesome.
him the whole set.
Yeah, I love
and
that.
that was well deserved. He just killed it with that armory builder. Made it so much easier for the rest of us. He
I wish I
definitely
could do something like that. Like I can't just make something like that was
no,
awesome. I
not
can't
at all.
do that. I can
No,
clap my
yeah,
hands.
nothing marketable. Yeah,
Yeah,
you need like symbols in between.
Yeah, even that, I'm like the monkey.
Yeah,
that's about all I could do.
Yeah.
Brian says, I stay awake for Schmurp. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Paul Morales. Hello, everybody. Ed, Flunktastic 4. That's you may have had access to my school records.
yes, sir. Unfortunately,
I can say that for at least me.
Right? Tid Talk. Yeah, Tid Talk. Yeah, absolutely.
Jesse knows what's up.
Sig is in the house. Let's see. We got Jeff. What happened to the designated channel? I mentioned that at the beginning. I think I did.
no, you said that before it went live. Yeah,
Sorry. I said it before it went live. I forgot that you have to request 24 hours ahead of time that you're going to do a show or make a show on YouTube, and I forgot. So the channel is in the works. I just have to wait for the go ahead. Rethinking my every choice in my entire life. Nah, yeah. I'm with you on that for sure.
Yeah, you're only going one direction right now into the future. That's all that matters.
That is
Forget
true.
about that rest of that junk. It's all behind you.
Pop it. Picture tape.
Hello,
William, my man William, bunch of charming gamers. Thank you. Stay tuned next Thursday at 1:17 p.m. Eastern. By how many seconds, Anthony? You got to do the seconds. We got to know exactly. Fired up that Jeremy said the armory details. Yes, I did see that. I was kind of getting ready for the show, but I did see that he says armory details are coming. He does know when it's going to be, but not telling us yet. Mike V, that's me. Hey, Mike. RP, hey, fellas. Hey, RP. Corey Meyer, hey, guys. How you doing, Corey? Good to see you. Okay. Got through everybody. Thank you guys very much for being there.
Hell yeah.
We're kind of going to run a little lean tonight. I don't want to run too late. Me and this guy here, we're old and we wake up really early. So we're going to try and be out of here at a reasonable time tonight. We'll see. So the show is basically, like I said earlier, it's segments. So I have little bumper things that will signify what the segment is going to be. So this first segment, and I think Offworld does kind of the same thing where they have names for the different segments.
Oh,
right?
yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about
Yeah, we do kind of.
That's right. So this one is called Tabletop Gaming, and that is our boy Joe. Joe, you have the floor, sir.
Why, thank you. So for the very first tabletop gaming session, I figured I'd talk a little bit about, I know with the Mythic Legions RPG upcoming, February is when the Kickstarter will go live next year. There's might be some people who are interested in playing the game. So I'm going to try to just, I guess it's advice, but it's more of a just like, this is what I do to prep for my games. So that way, if anyone's interested in trying it for the first time, you can reference these shows a little bit and maybe get some inspiration on how to do it yourself. So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I don't think that I'm an expert by any means, but I have been playing tabletop role-playing games since I was 15 years old. I am now 48, so that's a chunk of time. And I think that the first thing I do to really get ready for the game is kind of come up with a storyline. Now, I think of stories like a season of a TV show. Mm-hmm. The first thing I try to do is come up with where they're going to start and then where that first season is going to end. And anybody who's aware of our Legion's Quest show that we have on the Let's Go Off-World podcast channel. So an example of that is in the first episode, they meet a noble woman who ends up being a villain later on in the story. I won't give too many spoilers in case anyone hasn't watched it. If you haven't watched it, you should. But the idea is then I have an idea of this is where I'm starting. This is where the first season is going to finish. Then each game is an episode of that show leading up to that season finale, which is the confrontation with the villain. I like personally twists and turns, things that are a surprise. So when they meet the lady in the beginning, I made sure to give her some you know, like traits that are a bit odd, things that are suspicious, but nothing that would make them think that she was actually like going to be a villain later on.
Right.
And then those episodes are just filler to get us there, dropping little hints and things that give them more of an idea of what's coming. But I think the most important thing is to have that overarching storyline for that structure. So then you know what you're trying to get to, and then the filler is just filler, but you can drop little hints now and then, like oh, there's this ring that they're transporting for her. The ring ends up being something important to the story and to do with her powers and her daughter, and you know, you're kind of sprinkling in this information about her the whole way as they travel from one location to the next, for that to be that season ending battle with her. So yeah, just come up with a structure like this is the beginning, this is where they're starting, this is going to be the driving force for that confrontation at the end, and then you can kind of fill that in as you go. So
do you write it in segments, or do you write like one story and then break it into segments, like each, you know, like session?
Me personally, I don't write much, because how I'm feeling each week that I'm going to run a game might affect how I run the game. You know, I could watch a Marvel movie and feel like I want something to be a bit more heroic, you know, for this game, because that's the mood I'm in. Or, you know, watch a horror movie and say, you know, I want this episode, which is a gaming session, to be a bit more intense. So I kind of leave it open on what the actual content is going to be in each of the games. I just want to make sure and you know, sprinkle in those hints or things that are going to lead to, you know, I want to build to that fight at the end.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it might be meeting an enemy who's like, yeah, I met that, whoever that person is that's going to be the villain at the end, and like they're a little weird, or you know, they were involved in this conspiracy that happened in a town. You know, it depends on what your villain is, like what kind of things you want to include. But that's how I tend to go, is just to build up. Like what happens in the individual games isn't as important as building towards that.
Like the destination.
Yeah.
So the journey, you want to be kind of loose and open, but you want it to go in a certain direction eventually. So you want it to get to this.
Right. And in a future segment, I might talk more about how I do my individual games. But for this one, it's more of this is how I start, and it's with that overarching storyline, you know, so that way you give your players they have an illusion of freedom of choice. They can choose to go where they want to go, but the end goal is, of course, they're going to end up confronting your villain at the end of that first like season of the game. So
that was something I was going to ask you about, is like, how much freedom do they have? Like, I mean, eventually it's almost like, not like a toddler, but you're kind of guiding them, like they need to go into this door. So like when you have people that think they have free will, like how do you kind of make you know?
Yeah, I get what you're asking, and you do want them to feel like they have choice and agency, you know, over what they're doing. I will say this. A good player, and I'm saying this as someone who's been a player many times, you're doing yourself a favor to try and follow the storyline of your game master. They're putting all the work into plotting out this story and things like that. And if you're trying to jump way off the rails and go in different directions and be disruptive, you're doing yourself a disservice, because they've put they've put all this work into planning out a story. Imagine reading a book, you know, where the main character finds out that, you know, something's going on in the next town and there's a villain that needs to be stopped. And they're like, well, I'm going to go to the lake and go fishing. You know, it's going to be a boring chapter, right? So you're doing yourself a favor following the storyline, the things that the game master has prepared for.
I didn't think
yeah. And I know that can be something that maybe people don't think about, but if the person has put all this effort into plotting the story, that's where the most interesting things are going to be.
Right. Yeah.
Because that's where they've put the work into. So I recommend to everyone to not to necessarily jump on the rails, but try to follow the story, because they've put the work into plotting it out.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to probably have the most fun.
I think oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. And then I was going to say, then there's things that are GM tricks, game master tricks. Like there's an episode of Allegiance Quest where they're underground, right? They're in this goblin cave. And there's an evil wizard outside who has a friend of theirs held captive. And they have 3 different ways to leave the goblin cave. You know, there's the front entrance where they came in. There's a different tunnel that leads out into a mountainous region, or they can jump in this river that you know is an underground river, but it exits into the outside. So they have 3 different ways that they can choose to leave. What the players don't know is that regardless of what direction they go, the wizard's going to be waiting for them.
Right. So either,
you know, like if it's something that I really need to have happen,
right,
it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
You know, but you give them that illusion of choice so they don't feel like you're railroading them.
Right.
And this is some deep behind the curtain stuff here, folks. But
that's interesting.
You know, just by letting them feel like they got to make a choice, even if regardless of what direction that they go, the same thing is going to happen. Let them make that choice so they feel like they have that decision-making power, and then just have whatever you wanted waiting for them at the end.
I love that. And I'm interested too. I think you should do a show on like etiquette, you know, for the gamers and stuff. I think that would be interesting, you know, like for people that have never played it before, like what's the etiquette for that, you know? I
can actually sum it up really quick. The number one rule of playing tabletop role-playing games is to have fun, right? That is as an individual, but also take into consideration everyone else that is playing with you and what's going to be fun for them.
Right.
You might have fun frustrating your GM, but then is your game master having fun if you're continually trying to stump him or you know, and it depends. Yeah. Kind of like what the government does. And and you know, so take into consideration that the people that are with you don't actively try to ruin the fun or the experience for the other players that are with you.
Right.
It's a very unkind thing to do.
Don't be
and
a dick.
Definitely
and have a
don't
good time.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah,
exactly. So
yeah.
I mean that's pretty good etiquette for just life in general, but that's definitely my number one thing about role playing is that it should be fun for everyone. There shouldn't be anybody at the table that's not having a good time. So.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Joe. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I did.
No problem. I hope it helped.
It did. I wanted to do like toy news, usually leaning a little bit towards Mythic since Mythic brought us all together. Totally forgot about that. I got excited and jumped into Joe's segment right away. So
yeah, I actually wasn't ready because I thought we were going to do the other segment first.
Totally
and I was like, hey,
got it written down. Like I've got notes and
Greg's in charge. Let's freaking go.
Sorry. So I did want to do a little bit of news in the Mythic world. If there's new stuff that you guys want to talk about, I'm up for it. I saw this picture today, and I just thought it was rad. I don't know if it's like, you know, like computer generated or they actually did put the figures all together like that, but I just thought that was super cool. Love the wave. Glad I pre-ordered. and already can't wait for it to come.
Absolutely. That's an adventuring party photo right there, definitely.
Yes. And I feel like Jeremy really, and maybe I'm giving too much credit. I don't think so, but I think he really has a creative influence on some of the waves and where it goes. And I could feel Jeremy's, capable fingers and genius mind behind this wave. And I love it. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah. Now that they're telling stories with the waves,
yes,
there's definitely more of that influence. And this was a neat reveal in the sense that each character is revealed as part of a greater storyline. So
absolutely. Jakul and the gang. That is an old one, but
I wonder how long Bill has been saving that just to drop it into the chat.
Only 13 people saw it, Bill, so you're welcome to reuse that for sure. That's solid gold. Matt, what do you think about this wave? What's your thoughts?
I'm super excited for it. There's a lot of stuff going on, especially with that new size figure coming in, new scale rather. It's really exciting.
Absolutely.
I try not to, because I know I got to wait a little bit, and I try not to get too hyped up about waves, because the anticipation just kills me.
I know. It's a wait, but they make sure that we have plenty to spend our money on.
Oh yeah.
In between waves, so we get distracted by goodness.
Yeah.
What about you, Dylan? You super poser, you?
So this wave has me super excited for the future of the line.
Yes.
As far as the storytelling goes, and that this story's not over, and just the things that it means for the lore and everything. But as far as the figures themselves go, I feel like there's this real vibe that they've been carrying. I want to say since Rising Suns.
Mm-hmm.
There's this certain, like...
I feel that.
Like, I haven't been able to place the descriptor for it, but it's like this gritty, realistic, like...
Right.
Super, like, you could visualize it as a painting. When the day that they did the reveal special on Offworld, we did the after show, and we had a bunch of different, like, it was either the Offworld after or that night, we were looking at a whole bunch of different, like, paintings of werewolves and knights and stuff up in the tundra, and it's this super, like, specific feeling that just the picture that they put up of the Einsamall sign just gave the whole wave, like, the feeling that it was going to have.
Yeah.
And, like...
It built a vibe.
Yeah, it's like...
It brought it to life. So
yeah. It's that desolate feeling like you something's out there.
Like The Thing or Alien.
Exactly.
Or, you're alone with a few people and it's going to be a long night. You don't know what's going to happen. That dread, it's tangible. It's cold. It's a wasteland,
It's like Beowulf. Know something was coming.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Only got a few cigarettes left. Right, Joe?
Yeah.
Oh, I never only have a few. Yeah.
I love it. I've never been a big, like, I would say I've never been a big lore person, but I don't know if that's true, because I always loved like the stories that Star Wars told, and King Arthur and stuff like that. But I guess I never thought I needed it or it really meant something. But like Jeremy and the storytelling in the studio, like it really makes me want the figures even more. It builds excitement. Besides, they could have just thrown out these pictures and we'd be like, oh man, that's awesome, and then we'd be speculating and talking about this or that and using our imagination, but they're giving us a story to go with it. And then our imagination has a structure like what Joe said, and guidelines and structure, so our mind kind of fills in blanks, or what was Igraine doing before, or Halvard, or what, you know what I mean? Like it gives us more things to think about.
It just opens that persona of each one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Too fun. These Northerners are all spread out and very different. Yes. Lore is half of the thing.
Yep.
You are right. You are right, my friend. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I can't.
Well, to me, this is a great example of a first level adventure to build an adventuring party. For anybody that has this kind of stuff coming up, you can take a lot of the Mythic Legions role playing game is going to give you the opportunity to have characters together from a lot of different factions, and we need a guide. The bartender is the one that set it all up, but ends up being part of the actual group that goes adventuring. Even a character that's not heroic is part of the group, and this is a good example of how you could build a group of characters from a lot of different factions into an adventuring party.
Yeah.
And have them have the same goal,
different strengths
Yeah.
and weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes the party more interesting. If they're all like heroes, then it's like,
that can be a lot of fun too, but
starting the story with two people being deserters is one of the most interesting things that I think they could have done for this type of story.
Put some more meat on the bone, you know?
Because it also leaves room for those two to hear something and come back and help in part 2.
Right.
Or something like that. But
you mean the cowards? The cowards?
Yeah.
No, they need to stay.
Brian says lore adds another layer to the line and makes them more than just figures. It makes them characters that you care about.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then you pull them apart and you make new characters with them.
Not to mention, I think the werewolf is my favorite figure they've ever done.
It is a beauty. It is a beauty. Like, how many werewolves are there? There's crypts. There's
I have all of them.
They make their own brand of awesome.
Yeah.
And we'll have to do that, Dylan, next year. We'll have to have you compare all of the
I would love
werewolves. To. That will be sweet.
Werewolves and Bigfoot once all these different Sasquatches come out. Because I got them all.
So up next was dropped this morning. I had a feeling it was coming, man. I just had a feeling test shots were coming back, and in a big way. So we've got 2 different Saturdays where we get 2 different series of test shots, and very excited. You guys have some wants or thoughts on these test shots, and then people in the chat. Which test shots would you guys be looking forward to? And good luck also.
Mm-hmm.
Matt,
go first, Greg. Yeah. Point somebody out.
Sorry. I dig them. I don't have any, so I'm not going to start now.
Smart.
I'll leave them to the collectors. I will definitely get on there and just watch them disappear.
Do a little browse.
Yeah, watch them disappear very quickly. Like they did the last test shot sale. Yeah. It's neat that they put out stuff like this for collectors.
Yes.
And seeing the collections like Collins is just amazing. I definitely can respect that, but they're not for me.
That's okay. No, nothing wrong with that, man. I know a few guys that are like, meh, it doesn't do anything for me. I love them.
I'm not saying if I'm on there and there's like, maybe, might as well.
Babe, hand me my credit card.
So
better yet, hand me your credit card.
Yeah.
For me, I love test shots, but it's a hole that I never really went down. I didn't chase those. I did a few. Like I'm like, you know what? Because you know how collectors have their own guidelines. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to collect the ones that I really love, the figures that I really love. So I've got an Azza, I've got a What is her name? I love her.
Ragna?
I've got Ragna, Azza, and I've got Artemis and the female barbarian, and I have the cosmic engineer,
Nice.
and Thalen. So like I have like all my favorites, but this guy right here, this Valiant Knight, is like Grail for me because that's my number one favorite, I think, of all time figure. So
Awesome.
everyone save me just one. Just want one. You guys take the rest.
Do we know a roundabout of the numbers?
No, I asked him in the chat and he says it varies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd assume
The-
so.
The old rumor was that there was only 10, but I can't believe that there would only be 10.
And then he said that they upped it a little bit after to
Yeah.
20, and then I think he said it went up one more time, and now they went up again. I
Yeah.
think is what he said.
I love it where the factory's like, why do you want these for? Like,
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious. I could see them like,
Because our fans are rabid dogs.
yeah, you want how many of why? You know,
Yeah.
but I think they look cool, like in hand. You know, like the pictures doesn't really do it justice. They're just so odd and cool looking, just in my opinion, in hand. It's weird to see a figure with zero color, but it's the same figure. You want to be careful with it because it's so damn rare. But they're I think they're awesome. How about you, Dylan?
I can't say I don't have any because I have both Cosmic Hands Packs test shots. Was all I could get from that last test shot.
Random.
Yeah, and because it was the only I had a friend try to get me stuff too, and each of us got a hands pack, and that was it.
I mean,
So I haven't really. There's a couple that I want. Like I think I'll try to get Monkey King, and I want Frankenstein when that goes up. Whenever that goes up,
I'm with
The
you
big
on
one?
that. I'd love I forgot about that.
yeah,
Yeah, I would love that.
yeah, Frankenstein. Frankenstein is my current favorite figure that they've done. It's going to take a lot for this werewolf to beat it.
It's a
But-
gorgeous figure, man.
Yeah,
It is
It's amazing, and I know we'll get a black and white one eventually, but I want the grayscale one.
I told you what Eric said, Eric Treadaway, when we were talking about it. I'm like, I am in love with this Frankenstein figure. Like, I didn't think I was. I didn't think I would be. But just looking at it, like, just the way the musculature
Yeah,
and everything, I go, this figure is beautiful. But how are you going to reuse it with the stitches? And he kind of laughed. He's like, don't worry. You know, we've got some ideas for it already. And I'm like, so I'm happy to see it come back.
I'm so excited to see what they do because, I mean, obviously we have the green one coming.
Yes.
I'm sure we'll get a graveyard of some kind.
Oh,
using
that would be
it.
sweet. Do you
I
like green or the yellowish better? Which do you like better?
so it's tough because I love the book so much, and that's what down to a T, maybe minus the stitches. And they even said that we put the stitches because you have to because it's Frankenstein.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
But they don't. Mary Shelley never actually says what Victor does in the book to create the creature.
Mhm.
Just he used chemicals and stuff like there was no description of how he did it.
Mhm.
The only stuff was like he raided charnel houses for bones, but that could be for his tests.
Yeah.
We don't know how he did it. That wasn't.
It was pop and swap, Dylan.
Yes,
Okay.
right. Pop and swap.
You got me.
The original pop and swap.
she did a pop and swap in 1918 or whatever.
Yes.
1818.
Me and Joe were there, so
Yeah. Joe and Trevor.
Notice
and,
the
and
gray.
William. William was there too.
But the green, it'll depend on what the green actually looks like.
Right. I want to see it in hand.
Because it could be super matte and look like real nice. Not that I think anything that they're going to do is not going to look nice. but it would have to have a very specific finish to beat out what they did with the yellow one for me.
Yeah. Yeah, the yellow was an interesting choice, I thought.
Yeah.
And I like
that's
they
what
picked it.
how he's described in the book.
Oh, okay, kind of a jaundiced kind of.
Yeah. Again, we don't get any real descriptors beyond black lips, white eyes, black hair, and yellowed skin. And that you could see his like arteries through the skin is it's supposed to be more translucent than like actual like his skin is yellow. I love you, Trevor.
Damn it, Trevor. That's the line of the night, dude. That's hilarious. Too funny.
But I could go on about that figure.
Now, speaking of Trevor, has he seen the retail? Trevor, have you taken pictures of the retail? Is that a dumb question? And could you give us an idea of the color of green since we're on that topic? Meanwhile, Joe,
I do remember.
I'm sorry.
That Joe Vassapolo said that it doesn't match Pox's.
Okay.
So, I know that.
Yeah, it seems like a darker green.
I think it's a much more like orc green than Pox's was.
What's your thoughts, Joe, on the test shots?
Well, first thing I'll preface by saying I will be at work trying to order with my phone, so there's a good chance that I might end up with none. But I would love to get a Leodicius because
oh man,
I got this wine topper and
big in that.
I bought this little stand on Amazon and used it to make a bust for my Leodicius display.
That's a great idea, Joe.
Having a statue of the king on my shelf with the bust and his throne and so on and so forth, I think would be really, really cool. So my primary target is to get a Leodicius test shot so that I can have a statue of the king, in his hall. But
I hope you get it, man.
Yeah,
I hope so too. But honestly, even if I don't, as long I'll just grab what I can grab. I don't usually have specifics. I have a few test shots. Like I have the Silver Knight from the first wave.
Cool.
I have Alder the Moose and
nice. Alder. I've never seen that one.
Yeah, and the Headless Horseman.
That's the one that I really want.
The Horseman.
The Headless Horseman.
Well, I got it, Dylan. Suck it.
I know you have it, Joe. You have everything.
I don't have everything when it comes to test shots, but that was one that I was
everything else.
So.
And what I've noticed too is that just because it ends up where it ends up doesn't mean that's where it will always be. You know what I mean? Like once they're in the public, people will, they'll buy this or that. And like I really wanted Ziri when the test shots went on sale. I didn't get one, but I've seen her on sale, or traded or whatever in the future. So if we don't get what we're looking for, hopefully at some point we will find.
Yeah, for me, it's not the end of the world. Like I'll just get what I can get, and I'm happy with that. So
yeah,
and Rob's Morris calling me out on it's not Leodicius, it's Attila, right?
Yeah.
It's funny. I knew what you were talking about. Isn't that weird? Like I knew who you were talking about, not Leodicius, but
right.
Yeah, we knew. Thanks, Rob, for a fact checking. Eventually, Cullen will have your test. Yes, absolutely. Eventually, we'll all come to Cullen. Absolutely. Anthony says the biggest score in the test shot sale are the friends we made along the journey. But seriously, I want that Monkey King.
Yeah. Friends are temporary. Figures are forever. So,
that's a valid point there.
Yeah.
It's a bumper sticker.
Yeah.
Right.
And Curtis is inevitable. Right?
Yep.
So we're going to talk a minute about the gaming. I know you kind of talked your gaming thing. And then after that will be Dylan's segment. Is there anything fresh or new that you could talk about the new game? Are you guys still testing it, or is that kind of over?
No, we are. when we can get together and have games, scheduling is much a part, like scheduling difficulties is as much a part of role-playing games as rolling dice. Like, but when we're able to get together, we are playing it and we're having a good time with it. It's been really fun so far. We're hoping that eventually we'll be able to release those episodes so that everybody can
That would be awesome.
watch us, play testing this game. The maps are new, that they're going to have an actual, I know. Sorry, Rob. But they're going to have an actual like game cartographer doing professional maps for the game, which
Ooh.
is, super awesome. The miniatures that you see. Well, I've been divorced twice, William. So
Once,
I'm with you on that. But like the miniatures, the fact that you can play the game with miniatures or with figures gives us a lot of variety.
Yes, I thought that was genius.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to do it. I'm imagining a lot of people will probably play with the miniatures, but then, of course, who wouldn't want a custom Mythic Legions figure of your own character?
Oh man, definitely.
I mean, that's you. When you start playing the game, that character is you, and to have a figure of yourself, it's like making your own tribute,
Right.
to have on your shelf, which I think is
Absolutely.
super awesome. So,
Yeah, it's exciting. And my question also is, did you get a pencil? Because you need a pencil.
I don't have one, but I'm gonna get quite a few. That was a huge flashback to me of being 15 years old in the mid 90s, and having just a good old number 2 pencil in hand, erasing your hit point total and writing in the damage that you've taken and things like that. Like, that's some cool nostalgia right there. I love the pencils and can't wait to get those in hand for sure.
News break. Bill says, I have an important gaming update. I've sharpened and tested the pencil. Conclusion, it's an okay pencil, better than I expected, actually. See, I don't think I would use it, though. I honestly
really worried about that.
Yeah, don't you hate those pencils as a kid where it just grinds and it's just ends up to be nothing, just a crap pencil?
I have an electric pencil
Little
sharpener,
nut.
so yeah, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But
sorry, I don't have one.
Hey, man.
Memory as a kid, man.
When you're an old time gamer like me, you got to be prepared. Nobody has time to sharpen pencils the old way. We got to get our gaming done.
Now, do we know how many pencils come with the actual game?
I would imagine it's probably a tier in the Kickstarter, probably a lower one, where you can get. I'm gonna assume that they're gonna offer a package of pencils. I doubt you're gonna buy just one.
That one pencil's flawed in that picture.
Yeah, I think these are just tests, these were probably just samples that got sent to them. So,
and I think they gave them away at the show, didn't they?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think,
but
because I one of my friends, I don't remember who it was, but they asked for one, and I think Jeremy said they gave them away.
No, hey, right on. Well, that's cool. I wonder who got
this.
That messed up one is more rare. That'll be a more valuable.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Got a production defect on it.
I'm sure it's on eBay for $130. So.
Right. It probably is.
I tend to doodle. I doodle too.
I had a friend that role played with us that he was an artist, and the entire outside of his character sheet was just nothing but drawings, and then he wouldn't know what happened in the game because he wasn't paying attention.
Mm-hmm. Bill,
Nice.
I agree with you, Bill. Bill says a decent hand crank sharpener is faster than an electric sharpener. Spoken like a teacher.
Yeah, but it's also not factual. So
I like Rob's comment. I thought Joe would be using his knife to sharpen his pencil. That sounds.
I don't actually have a knife, but it's not a bad idea. I could do that
on the water. Holding out for the test shot pencils, and they are on the water as we speak.
Yep.
Damn it, House Seal. But yeah, I'm super stoked. super stoked.
Look how cool those miniatures look. I mean,
yes, they look.
You know, the paladin and the cleric look just like the figures. That is amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing. All right, thank you for that update.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that. And that gets us into our next segment, the first of many to come. And I gotta add Dylan also. So he's got
No.
Okay.
Because the thing's in the way.
Okay. He's got it.
But you can hear
the way he said no. I assumed he was nude for a second.
Taking his shirt off. Yeah.
No, I've got no pants.
Yeah. Well, you'd see that.
This is perfect.
Okay.
Let me
Can
a big
you hear me
insert.
fine? Okay.
So this is Dylan's segment of posing. So I am so terrible. I'm a terrible poser, and Dylan had the idea to help people be a better poser, and so I think that was a great idea. And so now we've got the pose cam, and take it away, Dylan.
Okay, so this first episode is just gonna be sort of the fundamentals of how to pose and how to sort of use the character's anatomy to direct how you pose it. So if anyone knows me, I'm a big hold on, where is it? Okay, here. I'm a big King Kong guy. So with this, you want to have a character like this posed with all of his weight leaning forward. It's an aggressive stance. You want it to feel like it has weight. I'm sorry if you guys can't see great. I'm trying to go through my phone.
We can see fine, Dylan.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
it's good. It's perfect.
Okay, cool. So you want to have it posed in a way that you can see all of his weight is leaning in one direction.
That was pretty funny. That was pretty funny.
And then you have a character like Scar King, who is another primate, but a different species. And you could see he's almost posed like a cat would be. Is a very lithe, limber, very skinny, gangly. I'm just coming up with adjectives.
So you base your posing off of the physical structure, the physical physiology of the actual. Okay, I'd never thought about that.
So, like with Kong, to get him in his base pose, because he's a gorilla. Yes, it's Kong, so they have him. You can have him stand up straight, but because he's a gorilla, you would want him to be hunched over and sort of where all his weight, again, is every step he takes, all the weight would be on that foot, or all the weight would be on the one hand if he's walking, and that sort of thing. Like, from above, you would be able to tell, all of the weight has to be on the one focal point center of gravity. Whereas a character like this, where even though this character does... specifically this figure, which, side note, I hate this figure. It's a character I really want to have a good figure, but this from SH Monster Arts, this figure just really disappointed me to the point where I had to give it a 3D printed head because this is the garbage that they gave us.
Yeah.
Does not look good, but that's aside the point. But like this, he's very spidery, whereas I actually came up with this idea before we were going when I was trying to think of things to say for this segment. A character like Kong, his legs are very important to pretty much all of his locomotion.
Okay.
as far as especially this version of Kong is bipedal, so he could walk on 2 legs. He could walk on 4 legs. You know, he could do all the different things. And the awesome thing is that this figure can do it, no problem. So let me quickly get him into a knuckle walking pose.
He
So
stands really well.
yeah, dude, this thing is awesome. It's the new Haya Toys Kong from Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. This is my figure of the year, and I said this to you guys in our group chat that there are figures that the engineering will bring something new to the toy industry,
Right.
and I really do think this is going to be one of those figures. Because like
He looks really good. Like
Yeah.
all the joints and the bends.
He looks
there's
like he
not
moves
have
really
texture.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he moves great. There's not a single joint that looks bad from any angle.
Yeah.
Like
That's good
the-
for photography too, right?
Yeah. Like the shoulders are this
Oh, damn it.
huge are this huge cover
Hmm.
that is part of the articulation. Like all the
So good.
movement,
Good range of motion.
yeah. Like you could do it without the cover just for the sake of posability. There's a ball joint inside a ball joint that's then plugged into the torso. So all
feel
that
like I need
movement.
one.
Yeah, you got me looking this figure up.
Yeah.
So I would say if you're looking for it, get it now, because it's Haya Toys, which their distribution in the States is kind of weird. So if you see it somewhere, I got mine from Cow Kiss Toys. Definitely get it for pre-order before it sells out, because their stuff gets really expensive.
Brian
after the
Carr
fact.
is-
Like this.
Brian is asking, is there a Godzilla from that line?
Yes, there is. Let me see if I can get it. I'll be right back. So I'll have you looking at this guy. You get like what I was saying before I went off on that tangent is a character like Scar King. His legs are almost secondary to the rest of his body, if that makes sense, as far as how
Yeah.
he moves, which is not accurate to the movie. That's not how he moves in the movie. He walks around on 2 legs, just like Kong does in the movie. But sorry.
That's the new Empire one.
Yes. So there's 2 versions of the Kong coming out. One of them has the big yellow power glove thing.
Right.
That'll be later this year. This version just dropped in Asia and will be coming here at some point, but it takes forever to get stuff actually cleared to come over to the States. So I think NECA is picking up their distribution from Diamond, which hopefully means that stuff is going to be available quicker. But there's like a 6-month window from when it drops in Asia to when it actually comes here. But this figure is not meant to be standing on 2 legs because it looks really goofy.
Yeah.
Like this piece for the back of his neck like falls off all the time. It's not great. It's not implemented well at all. That's why I like this guy. Like his neck is the best neck I've seen on an action figure, because it's another one of those cover pieces that plugs around a ball joint that's in a ball joint that plugs into the neck, and you can do whatever you want with his head. But then this guy, like, you got to plug things in, and it doesn't move right.
Yeah.
And if you
That guy
angle it
looks like he's
wrong-
doing the Thriller dance right now.
Yeah, right. But then, like, if you get his head posed wrong, and you have the thing plugged in, like, it looks crazy. Like that.
I
That's
think
terrible.
it's interesting though, like to think about whether it's a hero or a villain when
Yeah.
you're posing, and
Yeah.
that's also something that never really occurred to me, like posture,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Is
That too.
hey Patrick,
Like this character in the movie is always, he walks around with his shoulders back, and his head always cocked to the side. He's always got this shit-eating grin on,
Yeah.
and like, this is probably the
Considering
best
he's an
upright
ape,
pose.
he might actually be eating shit just for
Yeah,
that.
you have a point. I've
A
seen it.
possibility.
Yeah. I'm actually happy with how that turned out because
Yeah. No, that's
it's
awesome.
really it's all in the head sculpt with this figure because if it had the old one, I don't even know where I put it. I put it down. I hate it so much. It looks so stupid.
Yeah, it's not as good for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Brian. Here is one of the Godzillas from this line.
How does he
Scales.
scale? Scale's pretty good.
It's perfect. I wish I could have a better angle for the camera, but it's pretty perfect. This is not the like pink evolved version. I don't have that yet. I have to track that down. But yeah, Hiya Toys is killing it with Godzilla and Kong, and like
Yeah, that Kong
this is
is awesome.
this is the best ape figure that you could find. I sent you guys those. I think I sent you guys.
Yeah,
the
he was
picture.
fighting
He's fighting Superman.
Yeah.
Like I think this thing is gonna be an amazing Gorilla Grodd stand-in.
Yeah.
I think if you have Kazar or Tarzan or anything like that, this guy's just gonna.
Good idea.
Thank you. This guy's just gonna fit in perfectly, and yeah, like I said, this is probably my favorite figure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sweet.
like
Thank you, Dylan, for your
no problem. Thank you.
your pose, your first episode of posing. Thank you,
Yeah.
man.
Of
That was
course,
cool.
thank you.
Appreciate it. All right. We're going to give him a second. Where did everybody go? Here we are. We're going to give him a second to get all
Pants back on.
Yeah, get his shirt back on, his pants back on. And we're going to do another quick segment and wrap it up.
Cool.
Solid tips, Dylan. Yeah, I agree. That was awesome.
Mhm.
That was
Yeah,
I am all set.
all my mythic legions are in like the museum pose.
Me
Yeah.
too, man. And I could use some posing tips. That's why when he said he had an idea to do like a show on posing, I'm like, and that was kind of like the genesis of this show because I was like, what could
That was wait. I thought that was an advertisement for those figures. I missed something. No,
right?
I'm
Get
kidding.
away,
It's
man.
it's a joke. I'm teasing.
He had to take his pants off to simulate Scar's poses. Yes, absolutely,
It's true.
absolutely. That's
Gotta
why we
feel
had
that
like,
breeze.
behind the
Yeah.
curtain. That was
It's a good thing you didn't do a scale episode there. Thanks, Dylan.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, no problem.
Next segment is this is our segment on film. I know me and Matt, we've been talking about movies since we've been friends.
Oh yeah.
An avid moviegoer. Dylan, you're always like, I want in on that talk. And I know Joe, and I'm not downing you. I know, but you're not a big movie guy. That's okay.
I have to travel to see movies.
Right.
There's no theater in the town that I live in, and it can be difficult with family and work. So it's usually more of a time thing than it's not like I dislike movies or anything. I just
Right. Yeah. I didn't
seen
want
it.
to out you, but
No, I'll happily out myself because I keep being invited onto these like pop culture shows,
right.
and I know nothing about pop culture, so I'm not sure. But I like my friends,
You
so I
chime
don't
in
want to.
whenever you want to.
Yeah, I don't want to be like, no, don't talk about that stuff because that stuff is cool.
Yeah,
I just won't have a lot to
that's okay.
contribute.
That's okay. So film, this film segment, What the Flick, which was named by this guy here, is basically anything film. Like if we have an idea, or if we saw something cool that we suggest, like I mentioned Eddington to a few friends, like go see this movie because it's awesome, and here's why. That's kind of that, It doesn't have to be a new movie coming out. It could be a movie that came out in the 80s or the 70s or 60s or whatever. It's just something that we love and that we want to highlight a little bit.
Yeah.
And so Matt had a great idea for a movie that's coming out, and it is the Odyssey, Christopher Nolan movie, which I'm always down for.
Man,
What's your thoughts, Matt? Talk
Man,
to me about this movie.
so in a sense, I watch snippets of trailers because I don't want to get the movie ruined for me.
Right.
So I'm so hyped for this movie. I'm trying to stay away from it as much as I can and still collect pieces of it. And everything I'm seeing on this is just it's got my attention. I mean, it's everything we love, right?
Grandiose.
Grandiose. I mean,
Story.
it looks like they're not holding any punches on this. They got an all-star cast on it.
Oh man.
The list goes on and on the
Here's-
cast on this.
Oh wait, where did the cast go? I lost the cast. Oh, here's the cast right here.
Yeah, I mean, look at that.
Matt Damon, Charlize Theron, Robert Pattinson, Mia Goth, Zendaya, John Bernthal, Anne Hathaway, who's one of my favorites, Tom Holland, Benny Safdie, who was just in Happy Gilmore 2, Logan Marshall Green, Elliot Page, John Leguizamo, Samantha Morton, Ryan Hurst. So a lot of super talented
And
people.
if you look at just those people that you named, pretty much every one of them, when they're put in a role, they just nail that role.
Yes, great
You know,
actor.
they absolutely kill the role. I mean, John Bernthal, man, he is amazing in everything he does. Robert Pattinson coming up. I mean, I know he had the Twilight. No one likes Twilight.
You
But
don't remember that. I don't remember that.
everything this dude's in, I would cast him in anything anymore.
Yeah, he's got some just great. I mean, Samantha Morton, Elliot Page is a great actor. Just really Charlize. I mean, just really top-notch professional.
Yeah, and to have all these in this movie, it's just it's shaping up, and I am super stoked for this.
You don't want to get spoiled on the Odyssey. Isn't that book like 1,000 years old? I mean,
Ask Trevor.
right?
Ah,
But this is like
Trevor, I didn't say that one.
This is Christopher Nolan's interpretation of the Odyssey. So we don't know, like, and that was something that I wanted to talk about because I was talking about Batman the other day with a friend, whether, the interpretation of the character is different. So like Christopher Nolan, his Batman was more realistic. So he had like science and things like that behind the character. So I'm thinking, is Christopher Nolan, because that's how Christopher Nolan's mind works, maybe. So will there be, the creatures that Odysseus meets while he's, traveling home? Is he going to run into these creatures? Is it going to be like his interpretation of these creatures?
Right.
That's kind of got me curious.
I heard that there's actual like stop motion effects in it.
Ooh,
Which
okay. Practical.
Full stop motion practical effects is the coolest flex.
Yes.
The biggest and coolest flex you can have making a movie in 2025.
He's like, I started 3 years ago.
Yeah, I'm all for practical effects on movies.
Damn it, Trevor. We were just kidding. I'm your age, man. Come on, man. ARPs unite. I'm so stoked. I'm a huge fan of Christopher Nolan ever since Memento. I was like, this guy has it. And I've loved damn near every movie. I'm trying to think of one that I didn't like. I thought they were all unique and amazing. I just rewatched Dunkirk, which is one of my favorite movies of his. I was talking to Rob Zamora about like the complex structure that he has in his movies, like Tenet or Dunkirk, where he does things with time and it's just a lot of thought and effort and precision gets put into these movies. Like he built like a scale version of Gotham for Batman Begins. You know what I mean? Just like this guy is not half-assed, fly by the seat of his pants. This guy is a precise, you know, making genius in my
Right.
words. So
And they have been working on this for quite some time. So, you know, the whole background of it is going to be. I'm hoping it's going to be as good as you know I got in my head, right?
it's gonna be, at least it's gonna be a spectacle.
Yeah.
It could be a flaming, you know, mess, but it's gonna be a beautiful spectacle, and something worth watching, something to look forward to for sure. $250 million. That was the budget.
That's it. I'm sure it's over that by now.
Oh man. It's probably not the marketing. The marketing has barely started, I think. Halcyon says, what did you say? I saw Armand Assante and I had to click on that. The made for TV version of the Odyssey in the late 90s, early 2000s. I feel like I've seen that.
Yeah.
Can't be as bad as Troy. Damn, man. No, I love epic movies. I'm not the smartest cat, man. So I go to the movies and I just turn off my brain and I want to be entertained.
Yeah.
So if there's some inaccuracies or, you know, if there's something wrong that I don't notice and I'm entertained, hey, I'm there for it. I'm okay with that.
I'm definitely like that. Like I told you before, I try not to dig too deep into
Right.
movies. I'm a face value type of person. I like to consider myself, and just like you said, if I'm entertained, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah. Every movie he's done has got me thinking, or wanted to watch again to try and figure out. Like Inception, like there was just so many layers to that movie, visually and sonically and thematically, and the you know the characters, you know, the acting, you know, Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Tom Hardy. I mean, these guys were secondary characters, but they were just so damn good, you know.
Right.
Leo and just a great movie. The special effects, insane. So yeah, if people have missed these movies, if you've missed Dunkirk or Inception or Memento or Tenet, check them out. You know, even if they don't make 100% sense, you know, maybe it's the movie's smarter than you. Maybe it's not. I don't know, but
They're definitely smarter than me.
Definitely smarter than me too.
But I enjoyed them.
Yes.
That's the thing, right?
Thoroughly. Yeah. I need to rewatch the Batman saga. I sat a few years ago and watched all three like in a night, and it was just so much fun. I mean, my ass hurt, but it was just a blast. It was just so cool.
Which is totally unrelated to the movie, folks.
Absolutely has nothing to do with the movie, but yeah, it was just a great, just like I was talking to Rob Zamora about this, like the person's vision. Like Christopher Nolan has a vision for his films, a style, and it's you know, obvious in every movie that he's done, and it's gotten stronger with every film. And I guess that's what draws me to these movies, is just, you know, the spectacle that it's a Christopher Nolan film is all I need to hear, and I'm like, I'm in. As long as it's not Barbie 2, I'm so in. There's another recent Odyssey film with Ralph Fiennes. Yeah, I thought, see, and that's what I was confused about. Like, I thought that was this, but that is not this.
That's like Nosferatu. There were like 3 different Nosferatus all coming out.
Yeah. Odyssey is such a great tale. I agree. So for our last segment, we're going to shoot it back to my man, Dylan. This is called Sonically Challenged for those that need a little advice or check this out. That's kind of what Sonically Challenged is about. We're suggesting some music to check out.
Yeah.
So, what do you have for us, sir?
Alrighty. So I picked 3 albums that are on my semi-regular rotation. Everyone that knows me knows that if it's not King Kong, it's Green Day, obviously.
I didn't give those clues.
Yeah. So for this first one, I didn't want to do the easy option and pick American Idiot or Dookie. So I picked 21st Century Breakdown, which I think still has a lot of the messaging and ideas behind American Idiot with a little bit more of a less directly we're pointing fingers at specific people sort of vibe. So it's a little bit more all-encompassing, I'll say, without getting too political, because no one needs to get political right now.
Right.
Even though that's what Green Day is, and this album is very political, but it focuses a lot more on the how an individual is dealing with that sort of thing. And I'm probably going to get a lot of you young people with all my music choices, but I'm okay with that.
That's all right.
Green Day is my favorite band of all time, and this album...
You are also a young person, Dylan.
Well, yes. Yeah. I'm a very young person.
And I'll be bringing some music, too. This is going to be a recurring segment. So
yeah,
I will check out some of the stuff that you are suggesting. Because if some of this music, I'm sonically challenged. There could be some stuff that I've never heard of, and that I will check out.
And I feel like that's going to be a lot of my choices.
Yeah.
So this one, Ice Nine Kills, is a metal band that I like to call theatricore, which is...
You're just making up words now.
No.
Yeah, he is.
All of their music is hardcore death metal with screaming and growls and all that stuff. But they dress up on stage, not like Gwar. Gwar is a little different, but they dress up as the horror movie characters, and a lot of their stuff is based on different movies and stuff. Their more recent stuff, they have the Silver Scream and the Silver Scream 2, which is all based on like 80s and 90s slasher movies. Oh. But this album, Every Trick in the Book, is all based on horror novels.
Oh, cool.
Or
cool
similar, like, thriller novels. Just based on the cover, you got Jekyll and Hyde, you got Carrie, you have The Exorcist, Dracula, and it's just some of the best, like... There you go. Yeah, they go crazy on stage.
That's cool.
They're one of my favorite bands. I've seen them a bunch of times. They put on such a good show, and like they started as a punk band, so all their music has that vibe to it. That's very like it's very melodic for like a screamo band. And they have the vocal sensibilities of like a pop punk band also. So his cleans are like really good for a screamo band.
I'll have to check them. I've never heard of them before.
They're fantastic.
Brian co-signs, so I am.
Yeah. If you think of a horror movie, I bet they have a song for it, and I can tell you. So this band, Dark Divine, also a screamo band, very similar vibe. They're a little newer, so they don't have the roots of starting as a punk band, but they have that same sensibility to them of it's pop punk music, but it's also metalcore. This album, Halloween Town, it's their first LP, and they actually do a lot of work with some of the guys from Ice Nine Kills. So one of the songs on this album has the guitarist of Ice Nine Kills on it. Same thing, just super melodic, and I think I should listen to a band called. I'll check them out.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I want out of this. Is I want music recommendations from everybody else. I want to build a playlist that isn't the same stuff I've been listening to.
Right. Yeah, that's what this show is about. It's just sharing thoughts, ideas, and things that we're passionate on.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will check those out. If anyone has any questions, definitely message Dylan about those.
I got tons of music recommendations.
Yeah, we're gonna have it. Every show will have music and a bunch of different segments for sure. Definitely. But I think we're gonna wrap it up pretty quick here. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you guys sticking around in the chat and checking us out on our first episode. A bit of a programming thing. I think we are going to move to Tuesdays. Schedule is a little crammed. We don't want to step on any toes. We're kind of checking to see where we might fit in. So I think we're going to try to do an alternating schedule with Legion's Lair. So we're going to do it like every other Tuesday. And so that will fall on 8/12 would be our next episode. So we're going to try it and see if it fits. We want to make sure that Joe can make it on time to the show, or not on time, but that Joe can make it on the show. He is part of the band before. So we want to make sure that he's here. We will have guests for sure. I just wanted to have an introduction to the show to kind of give people an idea about what the show is about. Just friends talking and being passionate and giving a little bit of what we're passionate about to our friends, and just sharing, man. And Brian says, great show. You guys suck. No, he didn't say it. It's every other week. It's every other week. So like I said, it'll be, so we need to get on schedule. So it'll be, the next one is this coming Tuesday. And then after that, it'll be every other week after that. So Dave stops in late and says, hey, Brick, good stuff. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Brick. We appreciate you sticking through this. And it's a little rusty. It's a little rough. We're figuring things out. But I think we got some good bones. We got some good structure here. And we sure appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
Man, compared to Offworld, this was smooth as butter. I think we did great.
Yeah, it was fun. I had a good time, and I love Mythics. Don't get me wrong, and I love talking Mythics, but I also love talking movies with you guys.
We're going to talk plenty of Mythics because I mean it's a huge part of all of our lives. So that there won't be not Mythics, I'm
Absolutely.
sure.
Like I said, it brought us together. So, William says, "What time?" So I'm thinking 8 to 9:30. That gives Joe a little bit of time to get home. That gives us some time to have some dinner and kiss the wife or take off our pants like Dylan does, and play with our monkeys. So it gives some time.
Oh, PG-13,
right? Hey, Mark, my main man. How are you, Mark? Never too late for you, man. You know what? Let's start the show over. We're gonna redo it. We'll start.
Alrighty. That was just a test. Let's go live in
Just
3.
a test. That's right. Cacophony from the 80s is what Dave was asking. And then monkey playing. Yeah, there's some monkey playing going on here.
I'm playing with a monkey already.
Yeah, some monkeys. Anyways, thank you guys so much. And we'll see you this Tuesday. And signing out. Thank you guys. Band of 4.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.